Hello, welcome everyone. Uh, this is not the usual intro I would usually start my videos with. This is the first video of 2026, and this is not exactly how I wanted it to go, but here we are anyway. I just got back from work. I was walking back from work, and for some random reason, I decided to open up Instagram. Only to be greeted by a new post by the Prince of Persia Instagram page. I literally just stopped there, and I just stopped by the side. Yeah, I was like, holy, it's a new update on the Sands of Time remake. Yeah, I gotta read it. Yeah, and they've cancelled it. They've done it. They cancelled the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. It's been a couple of hours since I've read this post. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe what I've just read. Okay, what exactly have they posted? Come on, let's read what they've posted. Yeah, to the Prince of Persia community. It's like they're stabbing us in the heart, and they're like, "Hey, how's it going? We canceled the game. How do you feel?" All right, let's just continue, shall we? We wanted to share this with you directly. We've made the difficult decision to stop development on Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake. Why? Let's find out. We know this is deeply disappointing. No, this is heart-wrenching, for fuck's sake. I'm literally... Do you realize how gutted I am right now? I've been waiting years, a whole decade for this. No, more than a decade. The last 3D Prince of Persia game was Forgotten Sands. And that was in 2010. It's been 16 years since that game came out. Well, 15 and a half, because that came out in May. I don't know why I'm getting so riled up about this game. Imagine, this is a video game I'm getting so mad about. Yeah, at this point, I might as well be a madman. I don't know. Yeah, you might just think I'm a madman for just getting mad over the cancellation of a video game. But no, this, you know what? Let's just continue reading, shall we? The game carries enormous meaning for fans and the teams who worked on it. Are you sure about that, Ubisoft? If it really had that much meaning to you, then you wouldn't have done this. Okay, let's continue. While the project had real potential, yes, it had infinite potential. We weren't able to reach the level of quality you deserve. On what basis? The last thing we actually saw about this game was back in 2024 when you re-revealed the game in the form of a teaser trailer. That one candle just turning back in time. That was the only thing we got. What else did we get? Nothing. Just so you know, this game started development in India, in Mumbai and Pune, in Ubisoft Mumbai and Pune. This game was supposed to come out today, 5 years ago, January 21st, 2021. This game was supposed to come out at that time. Okay, it got cancelled. Not cancelled, sorry, it got delayed. It got transferred to Montreal, Ubisoft Montreal, the real home of Prince of Persia, that made the original Prince of Persia Sands of Time game. They were going to work on this remake. So obviously, it must have been in good hands, right? All this time, it was in their hands. They've been working on it for so long, and we haven't seen anything. No new gameplay, nothing. You know what? Let's just continue. I'm just gonna continue reading. And we didn't want to release something that fell short of what the Sands of Time represents. If only you put out a new trailer or something. Let us be the judge of that. We haven't seen anything new. We haven't seen any new gameplay. Nothing. The closest thing we have to that is that trailer back in 2020. That's the only thing we have. What else is there? Nothing. You had two opportunities, okay? Two opportunities to at least show something about this game. You had the Game Awards, and it's understandable you couldn't show the Game Awards. I understand. what, a 3 minute trailer needs you to pay what, $1 million for that? I get it. You are in the tough spot. I get it. Ubisoft, I get it. Okay, then you had the New Game Plus showcase. That was 2 weeks back. That was on the 8th of January. And you were there. You were there. And what did you do? What did you do? You just showed off the Division 2. You had a perfect opportunity to show that game out to the world, and you just squandered it. You could have just released a trailer on that day, and what, you were planning to release it in January, right? You were supposed to release this before March this year, before the end of Q1 2026. If you just release a trailer and just announce that it was going to come out the week after, that would have been perfect, right? You could have just done so much with that time. You could have just done so much with that opportunity, and you've done nothing but just waste it off. And then what, you were planning to shadow drop this on the 16th of Jan? Well, that didn't happen. What happened? You still have time. You can release this before March, right? What happened? You were gonna release this before March, right? Just do it. If you were gonna release this at this time, then you were almost done with it, right? It is almost done. Just get it out. I'm sorry, but are you telling me that a simple linear single player title, a linear title, okay? This is not rocket science. This is not some open world, bloated RPG style bullshit game that you have to, just conjure out of nowhere. This is a game that you've already made in 2003. You've already made this and released this back in 2003. You have a blueprint for that. Just the only new things that we've gotten about this game was from a focus group presentation back in early 2024. And they showed off a lot of stuff. It's actually leaked. It's a leaked video, right? It's a 10-minute long leaked video. They showed off a scene. They showed off one of the scenes that was in motion capture, that was being captured in motion capture. And obviously Yuri Lowenthal is not the prince anymore. Okay, fine. Some sacrifices have to be made. Fine, I get it. Yeah. And there was going to be new parkour mechanics. What? That's something I wanted to see. Yes, a modernization in the parkour mechanics. Fine. Then, something that actually just made me so excited for it. There were going to be 2 new areas in the game. Back in 2020, I made in 2019 or 2020, I don't remember, but I made a video where I put out a list of things I wanted in the remake. Yeah, and they actually listened. They actually listened to one of my requests. New areas, new bosses, maybe. Who knows? New areas, that's a start. That's something I wanted, and they actually listened to it. You know how excited I was for that? And now you've done this, and now you were on the verge of just getting this out in a good manner, and then you just decided that it's not possible anymore. We just scrap it. Alright, let's just continue. Let's just finish off this post, shall we? Prince of Persia as a universe and a legacy continues to matter deeply to us. Yeah, I really don't see that, Ubisoft. I really don't. Really. Anyway, and this decision does not mean we're stepping away from the franchise. This was a perfect starting point. I understand it's not as big as Assassin's Creed. You have been constantly milking Assassin's Creed year after year after year. Can't you just give that a break? Show some love to the franchise that actually made you who you are. If not for Prince of Persia, there would be no Ubisoft. I would say that. Yes, I will say that without Prince of Persia, there would not be any Ubisoft. And if not for Prince of Persia, there would be no Assassin's Creed. Because Assassin's Creed actually started as a Prince of Persia spin-off. Without Prince of Persia, there wouldn't have been any Assassin's Creed. There wouldn't have been any yearly Assassin's Creed releases. And now what? The Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake, resynced, whatever bull name it is, that's coming out. That's been delayed. Oh, you're not giving up on the Assassin's Creed 4 remake, but you're giving up on this. What the man? Seriously, this is what you do to the franchise that actually made Ubisoft what they are today? Oh, let's not forget Prince of Persia Redemption. Oh, I remember that. If not for that leaked video in 2020, we would never have got to know about that. And it actually looked like an open world Prince of Persia game. You know how much potential that had? An open world Prince of Persia game. How cool would that be? But no, instead you cancel that in favor of Assassin's Creed 3. Here's the thing, I know Ubisoft has released 2 Prince of Persia games in the past 3 years now. The Lost Crown and the Rogue Prince of Persia. Both of these games I've recently bought because they're actually good games. And by the way, those 2 games are your highest rated games that you've recently released. Look, Prince of Persia is not some quadruple A material. And we all know how your first quadruple A game came, yeah? Skull and Bones, yeah? And we saw how that went. Why do you guys do this? I swear to God. Can't believe this. Well, now we have more bloated Assassin's Creed games. Hooray! Look, man, if you can't do this anymore, look, I'm seriously not convinced that you can do this franchise any better, man. Seriously, I don't think you can do this franchise any justice anymore. Just sell this IP to some other company. You don't deserve this IP anymore. You don't. If you can't do a simple thing as remaking a timeless classic, mind you, and you expect me to believe that you can do this franchise some justice now? Now what? Now what are you gonna do? What do you mean you're not stepping away from the franchise? What can you possibly do now? Can you do a Warrior Within remake? Can you do a Two Thrones remake? Can you do a Kindred Blades? Can you do that? No, you can't do that without doing the Sands of Time. Or maybe you can. I don't... I can't even cry anymore, man. I feel like crying. I can't. I've become so numb, I can't cry anymore. I've been so used to disappointment, I can't even cry anymore. I can only do nothing but laugh. Laugh at my own folly because I expected you guys to deliver. And I can see that you haven't. It's my fault. It's my fault for being a Prince of Persia fan. It's my fault for not being an Assassin's Creed fan. I'm sorry, but I can't really jump on this Assassin's Creed hype wagon. I can't. It's not something I connect to. Alright, last line. Let's go. Thank you for your passion, patience, and love for Prince of Persia. The Prince of Persia team. Can't believe this, man. My heart literally feels so heavy. I don't know why. All this for a video game. all this shouting and screaming for a video game. Well, no, this franchise is my childhood. If my mom did not introduce me to Prince of Persia at an early age, my first Prince of Persia game, my first video game I've ever played was the 1989 Prince of Persia game by Jordan Mechner. Very well then. I can't believe this. I actually thought my first video of 2026 would be me playing the remake. This was going to be the first video game I was going to pre-order. I've never pre-ordered a game in my entire life. This was going to be the first. I'm sorry if I sound like a Karen or whatever male counterpart of Karen is, whatever. All that waiting for nothing. I'm out. I have nothing else to say. I guess I'll see you in another video. I don't know when I'll be making another video, but I'll see you whenever I can. Yeah? Take care. See ya.